Welcome to SEO Conspiracy.com. This is the HCU series with Diva, and we have something on the enemy front. What is this over there? Let's go today, big day, because yes, Google core update, the helpful core update. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the fact that it is always possible to recover. I'm going to give you two options. The first one, yes, 100% guarantee you will recover. Problem is, 99.9% of you won't have either the luxury or the balls to do it. But it works. Solution number two, it's the truth. You can apply it, no problems. But first, let's go back. Check this out. End of the day, in my mountain. It's a little bit chilly, but what else do I want in life? Helpful core update. So-called helpful core update. I told you before, it's propaganda. It's not true. In people's mind, a core update is done like it was in 2010 with a manual filter called Panda or Penguin, and then humans, engineers, were tweaking the algorithm. Today, the boss at Google is called RangBrain, Bert, Hummingbird. Humans, engineers, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're doing. They're playing mad scientist. They have a dashboard, and they need to fine-tune the machine learning LLM. How you do that? Well, say, okay, I have an idea, and let's see what the robot does. So put a 0 here, 1 here, give this a set of instructions. Why are we stopping here? And then see what it does. Does it work or not? But let me take you back to 2011, because it's very important. The Panda manual filter appeared, and it was tackling low quality content. Problem is, Google doesn't understand what it reads. Pretty hard to evaluate quality when words are mathematical entities separated by vectors. What is quality? So back then, when we looked at the footprint, at the signals that would trigger the Panda manual filter, then before it was integrated into the core algorithm by humans and not robots. Well, there was very little that was needed to analyze about the content in itself. Pretty much with all the context, all the signals around the content, you could tell that it was low quality. So I'm not going to go through the list of footprints that date back to 2011 and compare it to the list of footprints that dates to 2024, 2023 of the so-called HCU core update. In my opinion, very little difference. Very, very little. And again, it has a lot more to do with whatever surrounds the content than the content itself. I don't care that Google officially announced through a product manager, really relevant, Miss or Mrs. Tucker, says now low quality content is considered spam. Cool. What is quality? How do you assess it? For whom? For what? By whom? So, yes, Google got better at analyzing, not understanding, analyzing content since 2011. But there are no need to go deep into if the content is really of high quality or not. So, around the content, again, not in front of my computer, so I don't want to miss any point, and if needed, I'll do another video about this if you want to go deep into it. But a lot of other people have done that. The whole list of triggers. And yes, you realize that it strangely looks like we are still stuck in 2011. So now the main problem is I feel bad for the quality content that gets taken down, because it can happen. Why? Because your content is high quality, but everything around it sends signals of low quality. And even if maybe there's one thing where Google got better, and it's yelling what it is. It's shouting out loud what it is. What does it want? Well, first it was a tab, okay, called Perspectives. Today it's called Forums. But SEOs say it's not fair that Reddit is put forward and SEO content is taken down. They all claim that Reddit is crap. Well, Reddit is all about perspectives. SEO content is all about being tasteless for humans in order to please robots. Content on the website doesn't have flavor. Let's take a review website, okay? This is the DJI Mic 2. Take a test on website A, B, C, D, E, and you can change the text, the content from one website to another, and nobody notices. Even in videos, the person who is talking is different, but the script is very much formatted. If you want to find a true review out there, well, I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm saying it's the game of those who play perspective instead of trying to please everyone, and at the end of the day you please no one. Perspective versus perception, okay? Perception, five senses. Perspective is you have a point of view and you make sure that point of view stands out. It doesn't have to be better, it doesn't have to be longer. Okay, you stand out. Now, back in 2011, we had to wait for a refresh of that manual filter. We waited up to 18 months for a refresh of that manual filter. The so-called rollouts of core updates now 100% propaganda. It's a big business. Google back in 2011 discovered that it's more useful, more impactful to scare people than to improve the algorithm. So don't think for one second that they don't know how InfoWar works, psychological warfare, and that's what they're doing to you, and that's what the industry is playing along with, because there is big money to make behind it, so they don't care. Take an example, the whole business of toxic backlinks removal, the HCU recovery solution. My solution works. Now, if you have a solution out there that works, please let me know. But here we go. Number one. Again, this solution, you don't have the balls. Or you don't have the mindset. When I started, my first 40 websites were blacklisted, out of the index. So, and that was 2003. I've learned to live with Google penalties and core updates, manual, algorithmic, everything. Make a prayer, put a cross on top of the tombstone, and move along. Your website will recover by itself. Problem is, it might take years, 2, 3 years. You don't do shit. Leave it as is. Oh. Let's open a side note here. If you are spammy, that's a different story. But if you spam, you assume what you're doing. I'm talking more about the people who are stuck in 2010 in strategy, or go over the line without really knowing that they go over the line, and they're like, it's not fair, that one is still ranking number 1 and it's doing this, I'm doing the exact same thing. Well, if we look into details, that might not be exactly this exact same thing, especially as far as becoming an entity powerful enough. Go to Google Trends, enter the name of the first website on the query that is supposedly doing the same thing than you, enter your website, 100% guarantee that the number 1 will have something, will appear. And if it's good, it will be a nice, straight, upward line. And you, nowhere to be seen. One of the main factors. Okay, so move along. Look, if it takes 12 months to build a website, instead of trying to save a website and not knowing when it will come back up. You don't know. You don't know. You do your 5 technical SEO audits, you do your 2 content audits, you spend nights and days trying to fix everything, and nothing happens. And you don't know if something is going to happen. On the other hand, you start fresh and you build. And let's meet in 12 months. Again, that was my mindset. But I knew that my websites were crossing the border, playing with the limits of the algorithm. And so I didn't have any nostalgia, romanticism to forget about the website that was taken down and move along. And they always come back, if they are not too spammy. They always come back. Always. But, so, let's go to solution number 2. You're going to put in place reactivity. Maybe that's not the right word in English. Action reaction, okay? We want to do something and see if Google is going to react in a positive way. So you have to change everything, but you don't have to change the website. Don't touch anything. Open a directory, and I don't want any WordPress CMS in there. I want straight up HTML pages. I want my strategy of the topical mesh applied at least to 70, 80%, okay, not 30%. If you don't know about the topical mesh, go to topicalmesh.com, contact me, get the course, or if you are high level enough, you'll figure it out by yourself. But that signal, the topical mesh knows what and how to feed the beast. It knows what to give Google future tense. What is it calling for? It's asking for something, and you can't read it. That's what the topical mesh is all about. It's not just an internal linking strategy. Now, subfolder. There is a question of volume here, but let's say your website. Okay, let's throw in like 10%. So you have. Forget it. Let me give you 300 pages. Okay, 100 to 300 pages. Usually I would go by a ratio of the global volume, but let's simplify. It will work. 100, better if you, 300, okay, 300, yeah, not 300, this is an order. 300 pages, HTML, no CMS, applying the perfect internal linking strategy of the topical mesh, plus outside of the page, outside of the website, you need to apply also the strategy of the topical mesh, not just around the page, outside of the website, same algorithms than internal linking. If you do that, and you'll see, I guarantee that new signal that is appropriate, that is, even if it's on the same website, it will rank. Google will like it. If it doesn't, which might represent less than 0.1% of the cases that I've treated since 2004, your domain is fine. Your domain is saved. The next step will be, okay, between the new signal that might be a little bit too experimental, HTML pages, perfect internal linking, perfect emotion, agitation around the content of site around the page, and so on, respecting semantic shift, respecting topical page rank, and so on. The next step will be to find the good middle ground between what you were doing previously and that new proven signal that tells you that your website has no issues. It has no issues in general. The domain is not in trouble. The a portion of the website is in trouble, and that portion of the website might be 100%. But you introduce a new zone that represents 10%, 20% of the website, and that new zone, that new group of pages, Google is like, yummy, love it. Where is the whole, you gotta wait for core update rollout? Where is the, even if there's a rollout that comes up, nobody is gonna save you? That's what Google said. Well, I say that if you apply my solution, it works 100%. Don't believe me? Give it a try. Try out the topical mesh and let me know if it doesn't work. Good luck to you, because don't expect help from Google or a big portion of the SEO industry. No BS SEO is SEO conspiracy. That's what I'm all about. Now, I have to ask a favor, because you gotta help the little guys here. It's a hard world. If I want to please the YouTube algorithm, the podcast directory algorithms, and everywhere my content sits. Yes, please subscribe, like, share. What else do I have to say? Turn on notification and all this good stuff. But more important, subscribe to the newsletter, because that's how I like to communicate the most. Some of the content can't go on a public podcast. We're better to talk in private. It's not complicated, guys. It's hard. Keep it simple, stupid simple. It needs to be so stupid simple that a robot can understand. Good luck to you. I wish you well. SEO Conspiracy out.